Nothing like starting a live with a cough, right? I think it's maybe the ragweed or the grass this time of the year. But hey, ladies, how is everybody doing? And I am I'm doing well besides a little tickle in my throat. Thanks for joining me. I'm Twanna Carter and I am a coach and I coach purpose-driven women who are unhappy with their career and where they are in life right now so that they can overcome anxiety and transition fears to really accelerate their career and enjoy life. Just find a new career or sometimes a new job. Just change, right? So today, I do appreciate you for joining me as well. For those of you who see me on the replay, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I would ask that you drop a hashtag replay and let me know when you watched it. Some of you, those of you who were live, just drop me a hashtag live so I know that you are there. So a couple of things, you can post comments, and ladies, those of you who are in my free group, career transition and anxiety group, you have to actually go to live stream to get StreamYard rather to give me permission or give them permission to show your name. Otherwise, your comments do pop up, but it just says comment. It doesn't give me your name. So you don't have to. You certainly can comment in the group. And I am going to pull up a live stream, another page over here. I have two screens. So I like to have another page up over here so that I can catch people in my group as they comment or try to and answer while I am on live, right? And those of you who are on YouTube, welcome to you as well. So whether you're catching me on YouTube or on Facebook, drop a hashtag live if you're watching live and drop a hashtag replay if you're catching this on the replay. So today we're talking about why people fear change. Oh my gosh, change. And we're talking about career transition. It is all about change all day long and all night until you get that new position. But why do people fear change? Right. And so that's our subject today. Now, a couple of things. I do have some notes, and that just for whatever reason my mind sends me thoughts. Oh my gosh, if people know you're looking at notes, they're gonna think you don't know what you're talking about. So you can think that one way or the other, and I'm gonna be okay with that. But I do like to have my notes because I like to talk. I like to say I'm making up for lost time. I have social anxiety, and I did do a lot of chit chatting and talking with people in my younger years. So I'm trying to make it all up now so I can get lost in talking. And the next thing you know, I'm on here 45 minutes and I'm still going. That's okay if you want to hang out with me. I'm fine with that. But I do have notes to cue me in so I can give you the things I promise to give you. And then everything else outside of that, it's just icing on the cake, right? So let's go ahead and get started because, again, people fear change, and career transition is all about change. Whether you're going from one career to an entirely different career, some people are doing job changes, right? Or some people are moving from being an employee into the admin side of the house. They're supervisors or they're managers or they're directors. And that's still a career shift, even if you're in the same career field. Shifting from employee to management is just a whole different ballgame, and it causes us fear, right? Because you're transitioning to something that's you haven't done before, or you've seen other people do it, but you yourself haven't done it before. And yeah, we fear change, but listen to this, right? People who do career change, 77% of them are happier. Believe it or not, people who do career change, about 77% are happier. 75% say they are more satisfied with the new position. And 69% of them say they're more fulfilled with the new position. And then 65% of them say they are less stressed. And it's like, if we know this, happier, more satisfied, more fulfilled, and less stressed, then why do we fear change, right? Everybody should be jumping ship and changing right now. Yeah, doesn't really work that way, does it? So here's the thing. Why do people hate change? Most of us are comfortable. We are comfortable where we are. We have pretty much, a similar, the same routine. We know what train we got to take to get to work, if we take a train, or what metro, or which bus we got to take, or the shuttle. If we're driving to work, we know the route to get there. We might know 2 or 3 extra routes in case there's something that happens over here. And I live in the DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. There's always something that's happening. So you need about 3 or 4 ways to get to work, because you never know what's going to happen if there's going to be an accident, right? So we're comfortable in that. If we're dropping kids off, we know what time we need to leave the house to get to the school, drop the kitty off, get to work. All of that stuff is comfortable. We know it. It's routine. And our brains, our little brain back here, we call it the reptile brain. It's all happy, right? Because it's routine and it's safe. I know exactly where I'm going and exactly what I'm doing, right? And most of us believe that if we have a routine set, that this is really the way it should be. This is the right way to do it. So why change? I've been coming this way to work, or, taking this route for how many years? It's the right thing to do. It feels comfortable. I don't even have to think about it. It's like programmed in. I can get in the car and be on autopilot. And some of you do. You're at work before you know it, right? Or you're at the kiddo's school before you know it. So the longer we've done something the same way, the more difficult it can be to change. So when we're talking about career change, yay, I can get a new career, but oh my God, I know where I'm going to work now. I know all the people I work with. Do I really want to change that? And then the fear starts to pick up, because then we start to imagine, what if this thing doesn't work out? What if this is not the right place for me? And you can see how, fear starts to set in, and we start fear change, right? Now, change is not easy. And let me just say that up front. Change is not easy for everybody. And let me also say that some people like change. They live on it. They thrive on it. Some people like the chaos of the change, and they can get things done and move people a little further. But most people don't, right? Change is so important that there's an entire discipline around it. Change management. Some of you might be in change management, or you've heard the term change management. That is because there really is a science to change management. And the science says the first thing we typically do when it's time for change management is we resist. And everything within us, we resist. No different when you're in transition for a new career. We resist, right? Our brains are comfortable. It doesn't want to change, right? So when we start talking about career transition, you do get the tension that starts to build up. For some of us, the anxiety is already there, then it starts to heighten or it gets worse. And you may find that you may lose your appetite, or you could be eating more than you normally eat. Some of you may find it more difficult to go out and exercise like you normally do. You may find that you're having difficulty sleeping at night. Fear and anxiety can cause all of these things, right? And so what do we do? We know that we need to change to get somewhere else. But what do we do if the fear of the unknown just keeps us stuck? Sometimes 5, 10, 15 years, we stay stuck in the same place because we fear change more than the misery that's going on in our lives, right? So there are a couple of reasons, 3 main reasons why people fear change. Number 1 is our brains cannot pick up that if we change, there is a reward to that. The brain says, nope, if you change, you can't promise me a reward. You can't promise me this will be pleasurable. So it's a perceived lack of rewards, and we don't want to go somewhere where we fear the unknown, right? And so what happens when you start looking, you fear the unknown? Well, everybody knows me at this job, right? Everybody knows me. I'm gonna have to drink some water here. And all my friends are here, or all my enemies are here. Hey, it happens. It does happen, but but your brain's like, yes, she's an enemy, but she's an enemy we know. We know she's an enemy, so we know to watch out for her. Or, yeah, my boss is a jerk, but he's a jerk that I know, right? I know him. I don't want to just go to this new place. Nobody's going to know me there. I got to learn all these people over again. I got to learn who the jerks are, who the enemies are. Ooh, let's stay right where we are and don't change. That's it. So let's kind of expand that a little bit. So there's just this perceived lack of reward. If I change, it could be worse. What if my manager doesn't like me? What if that route to get to that job takes me longer than where I am now? What if, and I got to pick up my kid? And what's going to happen if I got to go from the new place to this place that was really close to the school? So our brains don't see a reward. So, we're like, no, I don't want to. And there's fear of change. So how do we get over that? Understand that when you see change or you think change, that it's just a perceived lack of reward. And what you can do is on a sheet of paper, sit down and fully write out everything that you expect positive from this change. What rewards will you get? Will it mean a larger paycheck? Will it mean a better work-life balance? Will it mean having a positive workplace? Will it be more challenging? Will you get more products? Will you have more independence? Those are all positive statements. Those are all rewards that come from changing to a new position. So when you're writing these things out and you're explaining why, it kind of helps to quiet your brain down like, oh, no, I like that. The more money thing for sure. And some people, though, do a career change for less money because it means the career change means less stress. So when they look at the money, more money, but way higher stress and no work-life balance, I'll take a cut in pay for work-life balance, less stress and less anxiety. So that's a change. That's a reward, though. So write that down so that you can have your brain to start go through and thinking this out. Well, this is not all bad. No, this is actually a reward, especially if you get to come home rather than coming home 7, 8 o'clock at night. You're also all of a sudden coming home at 4:35. That's a reward. More time with your family, more time for self-care, alone time, whatever it is you use the time for. That's actually the reward. Okay. Now I've mentioned this, the next one, I've mentioned this a couple of times. It is fear of the unknown. Too much change at one time just kind of freaks out our reptile brains. Like, I don't want to do this. Let's just stay safe. Let's just stay where we were. Let's not change anything. I don't want to move. I don't want to go anywhere. Let's just stay right here. Oh my gosh, this changing. What if this is wrong? And then you get the self-doubt that kicks in like, who's going to hire you anyway? Do you really know what you're doing? What if you get to the new job and you're dumb? You really don't know what you thought you knew. What if nobody likes you at the new job? What if everybody hates you? What if your new boss hates you? You get enough of that and you start to fear change. It is very scary when we do that, right? Again, to counteract this, it is over communicating, set expectations, set deadlines, set self-care in the middle of all this transition. Don't let your sleep hygiene just go out the door because you're worried. Don't let your hygiene for where you're eating properly, you're eating a great diet. Don't let that roll out the door because you're eating chocolate and bonbons and all kinds of carbs because it makes you feel good. Don't let that go out the door. Hold on to that and set a routine. You don't want to be so involved in looking for the job and get caught up that your routine where you are just goes to pieces, because that kind of freaks your brain out too. And it makes you afraid of, like, if it's causing this much problems, how much problems is it going to cause when we get there, right? So those are some of the things that you can do to counteract the fear of the unknown. Now, I know something that I do when I'm going to a new place. I take a day of leave and I get up as if I'm going into this new place, and I actually drive the route. And that settles my mind. Okay, I'm here early, I'm here late. That means I'm going to have back this up this way, back it here. I know where to park. I know where to go. I know where my building is. I know what the building number is. And so I'll actually, even if I'm thinking about taking a job somewhere, I will do that trial run, because that means that it's not unknown to me. I know where I'm going, and I know about what to expect traffic wise. And I will also ride over on like the weekends to just go check the place out. Just drive around it, become familiar with the building, anything that I can do to reduce the fear of the unknown. Right? Now, some of us fear transitioning to the new job because we fear just that loss of visibility in the current place. Some of us fear being the new kid on the block all over again. It's like when you were in middle school or junior high school, depending on when you went to high school. You either had 7th, 8th, ninth grade were in one building, or middle school 6th, 7th, and 8th. But you knew when you went to the other school, you were the low person on the totem pole. It's in your mind, it felt that way. Some of us, we feel that way, right? And what if my boss again doesn't like me? Or what if my employees don't like me? My direct reports think I'm horrible. What if they just think I'm dumb? What if it takes me too long to pick up on this? Oh my gosh, this is a new career. What if I take longer? Do I really know this like I thought I knew it? And so we feel like I'll be the new kid on the block and everybody's kind of be looking at me. And some people really do think that, well, better the devil I know and everything that's the drama that's going on with this current job than the devil I don't know at the new job. But remind yourself that where you are now is making you miserable. Whether it's costing you money because you're being underpaid and there's no way, they've looked at it and says, we can't give you a raise. Sorry, we love the work you're doing and we're really going to appreciate you with words, but we're not giving you any extra money. Or you don't have work-life balance and you're miserable. You can't go see recitals or go to soccer games or go to football games. Just remind yourself the things that you're missing out on, and so that you can counteract that with the perceived loss of status or visibility in your current job, right? So those are some of the things you do. And change does come in all shapes and sizes. It really does. And when doubt kicks in, it can just bring all these things to the forefront. It brings, like, really? Is this for me? I got to go find all new friends. How am I going to get through this? How am I going to even, oh my God, this is an entirely new career. What do I do? Well, some of the things you can do, excuse me, to combat that, again, loss of feeling that you're invisible, feeling a loss of visibility or feeling that you're invisible right now. To lessen that, you can actually prepare now. You have places, sites like Coursera.org or edX.org where you can go out and take training. Because if that inner critic is telling you you're dumb, you don't know enough, ignore it and just go take some classes, go take some trainings. You can take seminars, you can take workshops. There's always people doing things to educate you, giving you more knowledge in your career field. You can even do a mastermind. Masterminds are great because you have a small select group of people. You are there in this career field and you get to know each other on a one-on-one basis. So yes, you're in this mastermind and someone's facilitating. I won't say necessarily running it, but they're facilitating it. But you may have now 6 or 7 or 8 other people, depending on how large the mastermind is. You have people in that field already doing it. Talk about visibility. You're now seen and you can talk shop. And you can talk best practices and what works and what doesn't work. So the things you can do right now to get rid of that inner critic or that doubt that tells you you're making the wrong decision if you leave this job. Stay connected to your support while career transitioning is going on, right? Fear makes you isolate. And when we isolate, we feel like we're all alone and nobody knows, nobody understands. That kicks the level of fear up like drastically. So stay in connection with your support system. Some of you never know. You may actually have supervisors who are very supportive of you changing. And if they can't find you a job and support you in your organization, they are very supportive with you jumping to that next level and being like a mentor, being a friend, and being that kind of support. So stay in tune and check with your support. Also communicate. If you're feeling down or you feeling like this is a wrong decision because I'm not good enough, everybody else out there is better, or I'm dumb, this is a new career and I'm not going to know anything. If you're having those feelings spinning around in your head, communicate that to people you trust, right? Again, that's why mastermind is really good for these types of things. And then also make sure that you understand your own visions, your own goals, and your own intentions, right? Like I mentioned before, if you're afraid, don't sit on the couch, chucking down Doritos or, tortillas and all kinds of high carb stuff, right? Because now I will say I'm saying all these things because that's what I like to do, but I'm getting better, right? And so, but do understand why you're chucking things down because you're eating, because it's nervous eating or anxiety eating. Be sure that you have that vision written out. Better yet, have it up. When I was working on my PhD, because I had planned on doing a career change, I had big letters. I had that up. So every day I walked in and sat at my station, my workstation, I saw it in big letters, and it reminded me of what my vision was. And it reminded me of why I was going after these goals, and it set up my intentions every single day. You can do something simple like that, and it will resonate with you. It will, it will kind of resonate like, oh yeah, here's why I'm changing. And then it tends to reduce the fear that you're feeling when you're thinking about changing. Because for some of us, just thinking about changing, doing a career transition is nerve-wracking. But some of you are already in it, and definitely use some of these tips and strategies to quieten that fear down and quieten that voice down. And again, stay connected. If you're exercising, continue exercising. If you're not exercising, start slowly, of course, with your doctor's permission and all that, but start slowly and add that too, because the exercise will actually produce endorphins that make you feel good. And when you feel good, you feel safe. And that also combats fear. So today I told you that I was talking about why we fear change, as well as some tips and strategies that you can do to counteract when you're feeling fear because of these different things. Now, if this resonated with you and you are like, I'm here right now, I need to talk to someone, go ahead and send me a Facebook message right now, whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on Facebook. Go ahead and send me a Facebook message. My messenger is scrolling across at the bottom of this live. Send me a message and we can go ahead and set that up. Okay, so I have a Facebook user that says, you're speaking directly to me and I have no clue what to do. And I also have someone, it's probably from my free group, Career Transition Anxiety group, that says, hi, hello. And I'm going to scroll down to see if I can see. Yes. All right, Antoinette, I see you there. And that is Alex who's saying hi. Hello. Yes, Antoinette, I could definitely understand that. I felt that way when I got out of the Army. I was just lost. I didn't know where to start. And I got on with this company that helped junior officers, but I was in there with a bunch of combat infantry dudes and combat guys, and they were gung-ho and all that. It wasn't a good fit for me. So when I was like, this isn't working for me, I just tried to strike out on my own, but I had no clue. I didn't know where to start. But I can tell you this right now, I am, scheduled to, I don't know if it's my 7th or 8th career transition, but yes, I've transitioned seven or 8 different times. And I love it. I'm the aficionado. If you want to know how to do a career transition with confidence and be courageous about it, yes, send me a message, girl. Send me a message, lady, and let's get you set up with the free strategy session when we sit down and we brainstorm it and lay out a plan for you. Typically, you walk away with a 3 or 4 step plan at the end of my strategy session, and you know where to start. And that's just the best feeling at all. That's why I do this, because I was so lost that first transition that I did. I ended up taking a job that was comfortable. It didn't dawn on me what it would be like to live on half my salary. And that's what I had. I had half my salary that I was living on, and it was a struggle. I got to tell you, it was a struggle. And it did take me 14 years to claw back from that huge misstep. That one misstep cost me several, I calculated some rough calculations. It cost me over $700,000. Probably more like closer to $1 million in lost salary, just salary alone, let alone job satisfaction and things I could do. However, it got me here, so there's a reason. There's a method to the madness. I didn't see it at that time, but definitely set up a free strategy session with me. We'll love to talk with you and get you in on that plan, so at least you know where to start. You don't feel so lost. The more lost you feel when you're doing a career transition, the more fear that you have. It just works that way. The more things that we can do to really establish your vision, to get your goals set out, to establish your intentions, the more your fear will start to back away. It'll ease away. It'll start to dissipate because you know what you're doing on each day. You know how many people you want to be on the phone with, how many emails you want to send, how many informational interviews you want to set up, or how many coffees you want to do with people. Yeah, that just really works to reduce your fear. And it's a really good thing. So I do appreciate you all for hanging in here with me. Appreciate your comments. And let me go ahead and drop my Facebook Messenger in the chat so that you can just have that at your hand. If you want to go ahead, just send me a message and I will contact you and set up a schedule, set up on my schedule to talk with you. I had one today and I've got one Saturday, and I've got another one scheduled for Friday. So I do have one I think left for this week, but we'll set you up for something next week. I do only so many of these per week, and I think with Saturday I filled my last one up, but we can certainly get you in next week and we can start there. So I appreciate you all for hanging in here with me. Again, if you catch me on the live, do a hashtag live so I know you were here. And for those of you who catch me on the replay, as always, thank you for that. I am so appreciative. And you can drop hashtag replay and let me know where you're dropping in from. And you can comment as well, because I do circle back and I look at the comments and I answer you when you catch me on the replay. So this is Twanna Carter saying bye-bye. Have a great evening. Take care.